Hey girl, hey, welcome back to my channel. It's your girl Misha. Thank you guys for joining me yet again for another review. We are back with a brand new review for Married at First Sight, season 16, episode 2. Listen, y'all, this is the latest in 2 years that I have ever been with a Married at First Sight review, but I have some very serious stuff going on right now. So this review is a little bit late, and Love Without Borders will be late, and so will Real Housewives of Miami. I will be on time with Ready to Love on Friday. And yeah, so child, let's get into it. Shaquille and Kirsten. So, you know, Shaquille and Kristen was getting married last episode, right? So she comes down the aisle. But I'm still distracted by the jean vest of it all. But honey, let's get into it if we're going to get into it. So Kirsten did not seem pleased coming down that aisle at all. When I say at all, I told y'all. I mean, at least she's smiling, I guess, but she definitely don't look happy. So when he saw her, baby, he lit up. Them eyebrows were touching the top of his hairline. I said, baby, them eyebrows are going up to the moon. Do you hear me? So he was just staring for a little while. And she was like, what's going on? Is there something you want to say? He said, I'm just stunned. I mean, you're beautiful. God knew what he was doing when he made you. Okay, Shaq, I like that. That was so sweet. He go to shady cameraman, keep panning over to Miss Jean Jacket. Cameraman, get off that jean jacket. What is wrong with you? Leave her out of this. Leave her out of this. So the officiant starts to read what her family wrote about her. And they basically said, Kirsten be outside. Okay, she be outside. She know all the hot spots. She know where to party. And she gonna party to the break of dawn, honey. That's basically what they said. His family said he's a class act and always dressed to the nines, so be prepared to share closet space. I'm sure. He's been successful, but he's missing that special someone. So then they read their vows. You may now kiss your bride. Child, Kirsten hit Shaq with that side cheek and that buddy hug. I said, oh, baby, honey, she is not in the slightest attracted to Shaquille at all. The bridesmaids already knew what it meant. And so they pan over to the bridesmaids and she's like, oh, no. Oh, child, I just can't get over it. I knew that's how it was going to go. I knew it. And I felt bad for him because, you know, they make a very regal looking couple. But Kirsten is not feeling the bald head. She ain't feeling the bald head. She don't want to be bothered. She already said that's not what she wanted. So I don't know why Dr. Peppers and Pastor Calvin put these two together. That was the most awkward hug kiss combo that I've ever seen. Do you hear me? It was so awkward. Awkward. So they go out as husband and wife and whatnot. You know how they like to do. And he's complimenting her, right? And she's telling him that he looks nice also. So he goes, yeah, I made the bow tie. She said, oh, you're creative. Okay, Yankee Doodle. We see the bow tie. Stuck a feather in his hat and called it macaroni. We see your bow tie with the feather in it. Check. Child, this is a fool. He said his wife is his type. He also said the kiss on the cheek made him respect her because she has boundaries. Child, if he only knew what that cheek kiss meant, okay? But I mean, I like the fact that you think she respects herself and whatnot. Moving forward. So then he tells her he's from Louisiana, born and raised, moved to Nashville because he works at Tennessee State. She was like, oh, TSU. So she brings up her dad tailgating at TSU, even though he didn't go there. So he said, yeah, my family thought that you weren't going to like sports. But she was like, no, I like sports. So then he tells her that he never really played sports because of his head injury. So he and his family got into a car accident when he was 7, ran off the road by a drunk driver and ejected from the car, but they all lived. Baby, God is good. Do you hear me? God is good. And she's like, so how old were you? He said, I was 7. She said, so you were born in, he said 91. When he said 91 and popped that champagne cork, I hollered. He said 91. Baby, when that cork popped like it did, like he was celebrating being born in 91, child, I hollered. So he was so proud. Meanwhile, Kirsten is like, he's bald. He's younger than me. That's already 2 strikes. I mean, but he has pretty teeth and his personality is outweighing his looks. So, I mean, there's that. Well, Kirsten likes sports, so I'm sure she knows baseball. 3 strikes and you out. Poor little Tink Tink. Child, it's going to be a long season. She already talking about he already got 2 strikes. Ma'am, you don't even know the man. 2 strikes already? So he talks about him being a mentor and she says she likes that because she used to teach as well. It seems like they could have a great potential relationship, having so many things in common. It's whether or not she can get past not being attracted to him that's going to be the thing. If she can get out of her head, maybe they might be all right. But Kirsten seems like she's the type that's set in her ways. Like when she has her mind set on something, it's either that way or no way at all. That seems like that's who she is. In the next scene, Gina is shopping for her wedding dress. Same store, different bride, child. Meanwhile, across town, Clint, no Eastwood, he's coming out in this ill-fitting blue suit. Sir, what is this? So all of his daddy friends, they're out in the lobby talking about, yeah, we hope the best for him. You know, he wanted to be married years ago. So then one of them said his last relationship in Florida, he thought that woman was the one, but she kind of did him dirty. So he moved to Nashville for a fresh start. Over on the other side across town, Gina comes out in her first dress, and she looked beautiful in that dress. Do you hear me? I said, okay, give them body. Her friend Julia was like, I hate it. I mean, I don't hate it because it's very flattering on her figure, but it's not a wedding dress. Maybe a reception dress, but not an actual wedding dress. So her mom was like, well, I mean, if Clint doesn't like dogs, then it's not going to work. Clint like whatever, child. He just want to sit at the house, okay? He'll be fine. Back over on his side, Clint comes out in his everyday at the office suit, and all the dads were like, yeah, this is the one. I was so excited. Child, I knew y'all were going to like this one. It's old, child, please. It's a fool. So back over there with Gina, she tries on dress number 2. And I wasn't a huge fan of dress number 2, but Gina says yes to the dress, honey. She likes dress number 2. So her mom gets a little emotional and says she hopes that her match is as much of a giver as Gina is. I hope so too. Because Clint looked like he might be a taker. Yeah, he looked like a taker, child. I don't think that Gina's going to be attracted to Clint at all. I don't think she's going to be attracted to him in that bland suit. But she did say that attraction can grow and he don't got to look like nothing right at first. So, I mean, maybe it might work. Moving forward. On to Snooki and Vinny, aka Nicole and Chris. So she's shopping for her dress, and Nicole says she doesn't like shopping or trying on things. She said anyone that she's ever dated or anybody that's ever told her that she was beautiful never wanted to commit to her. So she has a fear of, what if he sees me and he doesn't like me, or like, what's wrong with me? She fears that her personality is going to scare Chris away and he's not going to like how she looks. So it's going to be her personality on top of how she looks. Oh, Nicole, I hate that you feel that way. Listen, just tone it down a little bit. Be yourself. Chris is a nice guy, so I'm sure he's going to find the silver lining no matter what, because he's just nice all the way around. So y'all going to be all right. Over here with Chris, he's having the same exact fear she is, that she won't like his looks. I think these two are going to be good together. I really do, because he seems more introverted. So her personality will balance his. Like he's more like, okay, babe, yes, I'll hold your purse. And she's like, Vinny, even though his name is Chris. Oh, child, it's going to be a mess, honey. So he comes out in suit number 1. It's a no. Okay. It looks like an insurance salesman. Honey, I do not like that suit. So let's go back to the drawing board. Over with Nicole, she tries on dress number 1, but the dress is wearing her. It's too much fabric. Too much fabric up top. I don't like it. So then Chris tries on suit number 2, and his brother is hyping him up, honey, as he should, making him feel good. So he's confident in the suit, so he says yes to suit number 2. Meanwhile, with Nicole, she tries on dress number 2. To me, it was a little boxy at the top, but I mean, she liked it, so it's a yes. Child, let's get to the wedding. So they're telling her looks aren't everything. So be open, okay? When you meet him, don't just think about the looks, think about everything. And she says she's not even going to try and guess what he looks like. She's just going to get to know his heart as well as his body. Oh, these two might be okay, y'all. They really might be. I have hope for them. Now, don't mess it up. I need somebody to root for. Snooki and Vinny, don't muck it up. Okay? Get in there. Act like you got some sense. Get to the shared apartment. Be nice together. Nicole, don't do too much. I'm speaking directly to you, Nicole. Do not do too much. Okay? And Chris, please do something, honey, because I feel like you're going to let her railroad you, child. It's going to be a whole fool. Moving forward. Jasmine and Eris. So Jasmine is looking for her dress, and her sister is asking what qualities Jasmine wants in a husband. And she says she wants patience. So they're like, yeah, cheers to him being patient, child, because he gonna need to be. Jasmine, let me find out you a headache. So her sister asked about the body. She was like, well, what about his body? She said, look, he needs to look like he's at least seen a gym. He ain't got to be a bodybuilder, but some days I have a little muscle, honey. I'm going to need him to have a little muscle as well. Over with Aries. He just blowing smoke up these people's butts, honey. Talking about he's feeling calm. Yeah, I'm just feeling a calm. Yeah, because you're probably getting ready to waste this woman's time for 8 weeks and go back to the streets from whence you came. Oh, child. So they're like, well, what if you cry? He's like, man, I'm not crying. The only reason that Aries would be crying is thinking about not being able to get on that date nap. That's the only reason why he might shed one tear. So they was like, well, what if she ugly? He said, I might cry then. So they started laughing. Aries, let me tell you something, honey. Your little peanut head. Don't you be worried about whether or not somebody gonna be ugly. You don't worry about that. Keep that to yourself. Moving forward. I feel like he's going to find something wrong with Jasmine. I'ma go ahead and call it straight up. He is going, and that cousin is not gonna like Jasmine. So Jasmine, you might as well get ready for it, honey. Back over with Jasmine, she tries on dress number 1 and she feels like it screams pageant. It does give contestant number 1, Miss Nashville. It definitely gives contestant number 1. So that's a no. Back over with little peanut head Aries, he tries on his tux. And the first one gave me the Temptations. Merry Christmas from the Temptation. It gave me Temptations, child. Suit number 2 gave too much ankle. Honey, I ain't like it. It looked like the cake topper suit that the man wears. Y'all know the man wears the suit on the cake topper. That's what that suit looked like. I ain't like it. And he says he's ready to leave his F-boy ways in the past and be committed to one woman. Sure you are, buddy. Sure you are. I'm not buying nothing that Aries is selling. Not nothing. He's trying to convince himself that he's ready. And he ain't convincing me. You ain't convincing yourself, and you ain't convincing me, and you ain't convincing that cousin, and you ain't convincing the people out here in TV land. Now, you might turn, and we might be wrong. But for now, we ain't buying it. Back over with Jasmine. Jasmine comes out in dress number 2, and it looked very pretty on her. She says yes to the dress. So her beautiful mom tells her that she feels so blessed and happy to be seeing her in her wedding dress. So Jasmine tells us that 3 months ago, her mom was diagnosed, 3 months during that time, her mom was diagnosed with breast cancer. So they realize life is short. And the fact that she's here to see her trying on wedding dresses, like, that's a big deal. It really is. That's a real blessing that she's able to see you get married. It really is. Dominique and McKinley. Child, I forgot all about the old soul. I said, who is Dominique and McKinley, child, when I was watching? But anywho, they're back. She's searching for her dress and he's trying on his tux. McKinley comes out in suit number 1. He's excited about life with the wife. He said he's had his fun and he's ready to settle down. Married at first sight. Why would y'all pair this man with a 25-year-old? That is insane. Just why would you do it? It ain't making no, like, why? Like, that's all I can say to it. Like, why? So back over here with Dominique. She's trying on her first dress, and I can tell Dom does not shop much because she says she used to be a tomboy and she doesn't really like shopping. I can tell, honey, because you chose the first dress and that dress was wearing you. You were not wearing that dress, child. That dress was no. It was just a no. She chose the first dress that she saw. I didn't think it flattered her. She's so pretty, and I feel like she should have chosen a dress that would have been more flattering to her figure. I wish she would have chosen a bit different, but I mean, it's her dress, so child, it's your choice. Anywho, Dominique reminds us that her mom signed her up for this. Mama, do you love your daughter? Girl say, what now? Why would you sign her up for this mess of all things? She's only 25. She has time to find a husband. Let me tell you something. If I had a daughter, there would be no way in this world that I would be saying anything to her that remotely rhymes with marriage. Not carriage, not marriage, honey, even words I make up. I'm not going to say anything about that in your 20s. Enjoy your 20s and have fun, honey. She's like, yeah, I mean, I want to have a family. I mean, I never think that you're too young to get married because back in the olden days, people got married at 14. Okay, that told me all I needed to know. Her basing her getting married on the olden days tells me that she is not ready for marriage. People also had 15 and 16 kids in the olden days. Are you going to do that too? Oh, okay, I ain't think so. And child, not the olden days. Not the olden days, child. Oh, honey. We are about to be in for a wild ride, child. And then I saw in them previews too, she had them 2 Converse packed up in that box. I said, oh, baby, this is about to be a mess. So she says that she's going to choose dress number 1. I feel like Dominique is doing this to please her mom, and I feel like her mom is living through Dominique. Either her mama ready for her to get up out that house, honey, I don't know if they live together or what's going on, or she just wants the wedding and the marriage and the relationship for her daughter that she never had, but it's not time, Mom. Mommy, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. It's not time. Moving forward. It's the day of Snooki and Vinny's wedding. AKA Chris and Nicole. Get crazy, get wild, let's party, get loud. If you want to have fun and do something crazy. They are doing something crazy, getting married at first sight. So Nicole is in great spirits. Baby, this is who this show was designed for. If there were ever a person on any season of Married at First Sight ready to risk it all, it's Nicole. Okay? Chris could have one eye and one tooth and one strand of hair strategically placed ever so, and Nicole will be all in. Baby, she don't care what he look like as long as he looking at her. Nicole says she doesn't want to come in too hot. She's normally at 200, but she's going to try to come in at 80. Yeah, okay. You don't want to startle him because Chris a little bit fragile. So just come in at 80. Child, 75 will be good. But if we can't get 75, we'll go with 80. Chris is over there with his groomsmen getting ready. Chris just seems like such a sweet guy. He really does. He just seems, but also what I noticed about Chris is he doesn't seem like he's lived. I don't know if that's because he seems a little bit shy or I don't know what it is, but he seems a bit naive. I don't know. It's just something about, I don't know. It's something about him. Back over with Nicole in her room, she's asking her mom how she feels about the day because they're getting ready. Lifetime, give Nicole's mom some privacy, showing her getting her hair filler fibers. Like, don't do that. Lord, at least put the camera on Snooki. I was like, now why are they showing her? Please don't do that. So mom is very excited. She's very nervous. She says she's nervous that he won't appreciate her for who she is. Mom said, don't go to Pound Town. Okay, get a good night's rest. Mom, this is not the first day of school, okay? It's the first night of marriage. And your daughter ain't been touched, and she's given very much Drew Barrymore, never been kissed. So they might get it popping. I'm just telling you right now, Mama. I'm just telling you right now. Side note, Nicole's makeup looked really good. Her makeup looked awesome. I said, okay, Nicole. Okay, girl. Back over with sweet Chris. He's talking about how he's nervous about getting married. He said divorce is like a failure, and he does not intend to fail. I love that, Chris. I love your attitude towards marriage. Because a lot of people go in thinking, oh, well, I mean, if it don't work out, it's always a way out. That's what they made divorce. Like, they just are so backwards thinking. They go in worried about the escape. But he's like, listen, failure is not an option. Honey, I know that's right. Over in Nicole's room, she gets a gift from Chris. He got her a www.jamesallen.com ring. Okay, because I'm still trying to get a sponsorship and whatnot. Shout out to James Allen. It was very pretty. She was very excited. Back over with Chris, he got a picture frame that says his and hers for their wedding. He got a card, and she also got a card. So they both got each other multiple gifts with cards explaining the multiple gifts. Okay, I think we got a match. I think we got a match, y'all. I really think we do, unless that's production playing hocus pocus. But I really do think we have a match. They gave each other stones and crystals. Like, everything was so similar. So he also got her a diamond necklace. And she's like, I love it. I love you. Like, is it weird if I go up to him and say I love you? I'm going to have to go with a yes for 300, Alex. Calm down, Nicole. Calm it down. We got to get to the altar first. We don't know this man. Okay, yes, he appears to be nice, but we don't know him. Right now, what you're feeling is excitement, not love, honey. Child, Nicole is giving Little Caesars hot and ready. Remember, if you don't calm down. She's like, no man has ever put that much thought into a gift for me. And he already thinks of her more than anyone else has in her life. Well, we got to give part of those props to production. Okay, I'm just saying. Because, they're orchestrating everything and whatnot. Child, if it's all that for a necklace, I hate to see what's going to go on during Christmas time. Chris, you're going to have to one up this one. So she's like, can I get married now, please? Please, 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 please. Easy there, killer. Easy. It's going to be all right. So it's time for the bride to come down. Dun, 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 dun. Vinny's at the altar, and here comes Snooki. Party's here. So Snooki comes on down. No, but seriously, Nicole and Chris look really good together. I'm just playing with them, but they really do look really nice together. She's like, I said your name was going to be Chris. He said, I said your name was going to be Nicole. Aw, how cute is it? This was so cute to me, y'all. This was so cute. So then the officiant tells Chris that Nicole likes to talk. Child, ain't that the truth? And is a handful of kindness. So then they gave a little TMI, child, and said she surprised her mom with a stripper. I'm like, now why does he need to know that she surprised her mama with a thunder down under, honey? We do not need to know that. For Chris, they said Chris is kind, he is smart, he is important. No, I'm just kidding. They said Chris is kind and loyal, and he's an overthinker. He's secretly a talker and will tell the same story over and over again. She was like, oh my gosh, nobody's going to want to be around us because we won't shut up. Oh my gosh, y'all. He also has 2 90-pound fur babies. Now, Nicole got a little nervous for a second because she thought he had 2 kids. Because the way that she was describing it, she was like, yeah, he also has 2 children. And she was just going on and on and on. And Nicole was looking like, I wanted a man, but 2 kids? Oh, now wait a damn minute now. It's okay, Nicole. Oh, honey, it's just 2 doggies. So they read their vows, they exchange rings, and by the power vested in MAFS, they now pronounce you husband and wife until decision day. Moving forward. I actually love those 2 together. I hope that doesn't change for me. Okay. And I hope that they don't change after the adrenaline wears off, because I really like them as a couple so far. I really, really do. Mama, I'm speaking directly to you, honey. I don't think Nicole is going to be turning in early tonight. It's been a while for the both of them. So, I mean, some things might happen. I'm just saying. Gina and Clint are up next. So Gina is getting her makeup done. And I'm going to have to say this. Married at First Sight really stepped up the makeup artist, because we've come a long way from Virginia and her finger eyeshadow. Y'all remember when Virginia season 12 was about to walk down that aisle, baby, and it looked like she had dipped her hand in that eyeshadow and just rubbed it across her eyelids? Oh, baby, we have come a long way. The makeup is really on point. So Clint said this is the craziest thing that he's ever done. And Gina is nervous about things being awkward. And they're like, girl, it's not going to be awkward. You talk to everybody. You're going to be all right. So Clint puts on his Men's Warehouse finest and he's ready. Ready for what? I'm not sure. Clint, brush that hair. You just look so unkempt. I just didn't like it. So Clint was saying he's 40 and he's been with 65 women. Say, what? 65 women? Clint. He said at the end of the day, he hasn't found his person. Well, child, you sure did audition a lot of them, honey, if you ain't find them. Side note, I loved Gina's mom's dress. She looked so pretty, like as a mother of the bride. She looked exactly how I would envision a mother of the bride looking. Like when you hear mother of the bride, Gina's mom's dress is what I would envision. So it's time for them to get married, child. Baby Gina done brought the dog to the wedding. It's time. It's going down. His dad is giving him some last words of wisdom and a little bit of encouragement. He goes on down. He's saying hello to everybody. Still ain't brushed that head. Gina is freaking out. So Clint goes up to the altar just as casual. Clint play all day. Clint play all day. Clint in this suit and this hair have me hollering. Do you hear me? Clint, you need to match her fly. I don't like how casual and everyday this suit is. Oh, child, I hate it. So it's time for Gina to walk down the aisle. Side note, Gina looked very pretty as well. So she walks down the aisle just a cheesing. Honey, she showed every little teeth in her mouth. Clint was very pleased. You could tell. He probably ain't never seen nobody that good looking, okay? So she comes down the aisle. The officiant reads Clint's letter and tells her that he has 2 ships. He's the captain of 2 ships. Gina's family wants him to know that she never met a stranger that she didn't know. And she will choose him every day. So then they read their vows, and Clint's vows were actually very sweet and thought out. I have to give him that. I said, okay, Clint, okay. I like the vows. By the power vested in MAFS, they now pronounce you husband. Not yet. Okay. Not before Hank, Gina's doggy, comes down and does his job as the ring bearer. Child, he comes down the aisle, gives Gina the ring, goes over to her mom and takes a seat. Clint's ring almost didn't fit though. Did y'all see that? I said, y'all, not this being an omen. Baby, that ring did not want to go on that finger. I said, Clint, is it too much salt intake or what is happening? You may now kiss the bride. Baby, they leaned into that kiss. Did y'all see it? I was like, damn, Gina. They leaned into that kiss. So they go back to the back and they talk. You know how they do after they get married. And this is where it gets crazy, y'all. So they start talking, right? Clint said when she talked about adventure, he was like, yeah, this is going to be pretty easy. Oh, child, that's the kiss of death. Every marriage has its ups and downs. And no marriage is easy, let alone a situation like this. But I mean, if you say so. So then she tells him that she owns a salon. And he said he's in tech and he does consulting for multi-million-dollar companies. Okay. She's like, so where do you live? He said, I live downtown in a high rise. She's like, oh, okay, which one? He said 505. She said, I live in 505. It was giving rom-com. That scene right there gave me romantic comedy. That's exactly what it gave me. And in my mind, I was just thinking, say, what now? Well, I mean, at least y'all don't have to move far after decision day. I guess that's a plus. So she was like, yeah, I always said maybe I'll find my husband, where I live. She's like, I thought maybe I met him in the elevator. Gina, if you saw Clint in an elevator, you would have remembered him. He has a very distinct face. And that hair, child, I would have known him. I could pick him from a lineup, okay? So he's like, when I look into her eyes, it's just smooth sailing. Well, Clint, since you sell boats and whatnot, sometimes the water gets choppy, right? So be prepared with your life vest and be prepared to say your marriage by any means necessary. Moving forward. Back to Chris and Nicole. Child, she's so happy, child. They sit down to talk and she's like, it's fate. I feel like, we even predicted each other's names. Now that was crazy. When he said that he predicted that his wife's name would be Nicole, I said, let me find out you got in an earpiece in production and telling you something. But that's just crazy that they did that. That does seem a little fate-like, I ain't gonna lie. She's like, okay, so tell me about your dogs. There are dogs now. Nicole is ready to adopt the dogs ASAP. So the producer asked her, well, what do you want to ask him? She's like, how much time do you have? Like, I want to know, what does he do? What size shoe does he wear? Does he like boxers or briefs? Does he eat breakfast in the morning? What's his real eye color? Like, is that his real hair? Are his parents still married? What high school did he go to? Well, I was like, oh my God, Nicole, reel it in. That music they played during that. The music that they were playing during Nicole running down all these questions. I said, Married at First Sight is ridiculous. So then Chris starts telling her about what happened to his finger. And I like the fact that she made him feel good about it. She said, it doesn't bother me. I loved that. She earned major points for me with that. Because he said he used to be self-conscious about it. And the fact that she made him feel okay about it, I loved it. I said, okay, Nicole. Nicole, all right. Nicole just like to talk, child. She a bit much, but it's a big personality and that little small, petite body. So as they're sitting there talking, she's like, well, did you say wow when you saw me? Because I wanted a wow. Chris said, yeah, I said wow. Chris so sweet. Even if it wasn't a wow, he was going to say it was a wow, child. He said physically, he thought she was great. She meets the height requirements and yeah, he likes her. Nicole's so extra. She's like, if I can't make it work with someone that's so perfect that I literally dreamed up, then I deserve to be without anyone. I don't deserve to be married to anyone. Nicole. Pineapples. Pineapples. Everyone has flaws, Nicole. Please take it easy. Oh, child, her personality does give me a little bit of anxiety. Like it's just a lot. Just calm down, slow down, low down. Moving forward. Child, Eris and Jasmine. So Eris took out this little piece and chain. Hey, Eris. So Jasmine said her biggest fear is the families don't get along and it being awkward. She's like, what if we get together and we don't like each other and it's just weird? She said her picker is definitely broken. She's fallen in love with potential in the past. Honey, join the club. So in his room, he gonna open up the window and open up the blinds, waving, talking about goodbye to the streets. Eris, let's not say goodbye. It's more like see you later, okay? Because you'll be back. Child, you're gonna be back in a few minutes. He said the nerves are starting to set in and both of them are getting ready for the big day. They show the split screens. They're getting ready. His groomsman asked if he's ready to leave his F-boy hot summer ways in the past. First, the answer is no. And also, can we please retire the phrase hot girl summer and hot boy summer. Can we please? It is 2023. Megan came out with that in 2018/19. I don't want to hear another person say they're about to have a hot girl summer or a hot boy summer. I'ma scream. He's like, nah, all of that is over. Sure it is. I hope I'm wrong about Aries. I really do. I'm giving him a hard time. I'm hoping that I'm wrong. But I think that cousin is right. I really think that cousin is right. Back over in Jasmine's room, honey, she also looked very pretty. All of the brides looked really nice. They really did. They all looked very nice. She says she's happy that her mom is there, especially with cancer. She didn't think her mom would see her get married. Oh, Jasmine, listen. I'm speaking directly to you, Jasmine. If nothing else, I am so happy that your mom got to experience this day with you. If nothing else pans out, if Aries go back to the streets, honey, that he just waved away, okay, knowing he told him to keep it warm for him. If nothing goes well, your mom got to see you get married. And baby, that's all you need right there. So then they say a prayer before she goes out to get married. Child, y'all gonna need to pray, child, because Aries, ooh, child. Anywho, Aries is waiting in the lobby, right? And the cousin comes up. So she was like, how you feeling? He said, I feel good. I'm just ready to get it over with. How you feeling? She said, I'm curious. And child, not you curious, want to see what she look like. She was like, I'm just waiting to see. You know, it's not too late to leave. He said, I mean, it is, but it's not. What that mean? It is, but it's not. He said, I mean, I could leave, but I'm hopeful that it's going to go well. She's like, it's a whole lot of hope. I hope this. I hope that. This is not a game. Like, this is going to shape the rest of your life. And I agree with her. This is not an experiment. Well, I mean, technically it is an experiment, but marriage shouldn't be an experiment. You're just going in to see if you can do it or not. No. She said, I got to keep it real with you. This don't make no sense. You don't have to do this. We can walk up out of here right now. Now, I understand what the cousin is saying, but I'm thinking about Jasmine, and that would really hurt her. That would really hurt and embarrass her. Her mom is there. Like, no, you signed up for it, so go on, go through with it. He's like, so if I was like, let's leave, you would be like, let's go. She would be like, let's go. Child, she already got the car running, double parked outside. What you talking about? And not you contemplating it. Jasmine, I'm so sorry, honey. Oh, child, I'm so sorry. He's like, yeah, I'm all over the place. Yes, you are. And that was the end of the episode. So poor Jasmine is ecstatic. She's in a prayer circle and he out here with his cousin talking about, so if I said I was ready, you will be ready. Oh my gosh, child. We shall see what happens next episode. Y'all comment down below and tell me exactly what you thought about this episode. It didn't really give much, but y'all know I like to zhuzh it up, honey. I did the best I could. It really kind of fell flat. I just think we need to hurry up and get to the honeymoons and get to the shared apartment. That's when the juice starts flowing. I will catch y'all on the next review. I will also be doing a live when the honeymoon starts so that we can get into it on Thursday nights. Please don't hesitate to like, comment, and subscribe to the channel. And as always, stay safe, stay blessed, spread love, not germs. Peace.